I expect to meet lots of new people, enjoy the experience of interview, get to know behind the scenes on lives of people I've known just above the surface and maybe not as much below. And I'm interested in taking a closer look at editing and getting to know a new program, as well as kind of pushing myself to get out more and to be more social and to engage with my community. So, I did a thing. Guess who's gonna be vlogging their podcast experience? Me. This gal. I ended up applying to FixtPoint, which is Toronto-based media and storytelling company who will be facilitating my journey. Thanks, FixtPoint. So for those that I've already reached out to about this podcast, you may already know what I'm talking about. And that is, I will be creating and interviewing lots of people, industries focused on the arts. So music, art as in painting, sculpting, fashion, photography. You got skills in the arts, you're passionate, I'll be interviewing you. So if you have a story to tell, or you're really passionate about getting out of the mundane and talking about things in the arts that matter and getting out to your community, this is the podcast for you. So this sounds something like you? Well, it's not too late to reach out. You can always DM me and I can set up an interview and you'll be able to feature on my podcast. So a part of my podcast is also doing weekly reflections, so I thought I'd include you all in this little what do I expect from myself in the next 10 months. So what this is going to look like is I will be interviewing different sets of people for around an hour, usually during my weekends, and creating and compiling a podcast as a final collection of all the different interviews, as well as little portions focused on the people themselves. So like monthly or weekly focused on just those person that I went to interview, providing this content to you if you choose to engage in an interview with me, and as well as posting it on my socials and my webpage. So what I initially expect from myself is to meet lots of great people, have amazing conversations, and learn something new, because what I've learned is community is where it's at, community where everything starts and everything stops, because we learn when we come in contact with people and their stories and their experiences. We don't even have to go through some of the things because we can learn from what they've gone through. And I'm focused on creating this sort of like a lifestyle, combining with arts, combining with behind the scenes kind of look at life and at me, since I've never done vlog style before, and sort of create this storytelling and hopefully engage you all, and maybe even have a cool wrap up as maybe a party at the end, This will kind of be dependent on how things run and where we are after 10 months. But I've got a pretty bright outlook that I'll learn a lot through this process. I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll DM. I'd love to feature you on the podcast, and I'll see you in next week's reflection. Bye!